Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. If you're new, then welcome to this channel. Well, I'm back with one more interesting project using Python. It is all about how to make a simple calculator using Python, and which looks something like this. So we are going to create basic calculator which has all basic mathematical calculations with the numbers over there. And the benefit that you are going to get if you build this calculator in Python is you will get experience with Tkinter if you're a beginner, and you will understand how to make an API look something like this. And if you know how to make it, then you can create your own interesting one, right? So this is what we are going to do today. We are going to build a basic calculator using Python, and this is really a funny thing because we are going to learn something new, and we are going to even learn the importance of buttons and how to handle them and how to use them for each and everything that we want to do. So the application looks something like this. In the step 1, we are going to import Tkinter. In the step 2, we are going to create a window and make basic window settings. I did that already. I'll show you how we can do that. And now we are going to split the window into 2 frames and make some settings on them. And this frame will handle the calculations, and here you are going to see the buttons which are there, and you are going to see that in a minute. So here in step 4, we are going to create the buttons first, and we are going to put them in the below frame, which is this one. So here we are going to put all these buttons, and we are going to use geometric managers here. And we are going to use place here, okay? And once we are done with placing those buttons, and now it's time to work on the colors. So we are going to give colors. Once we color those buttons, and now it's time to make them work for us. So we will configure that buttons by giving some logical functionalities. Like if you click on plus, it have to add 2 numbers. If you give 2 numbers as input, and if you click on minus, it have to subtract. If you click on multiplication, it have to multiply. If you click on this one, it have to divide. Everything is going to happen when this equal to is the key for everything. When you click on this equal to, it will show the result here. So we are going to do something like this, and this is really an interesting project, and we are going to have some fun by building this interesting cool project. I hope you like this video, and yeah. So the actual API of this project, which looks something like this, let me show you. So it looks something like this, guys. So here we actually divided this into 2 frames, and if you click on 1, and if you give plus, if you give 8 for example, and if you give equal to, see, it is adding the numbers. If you click on 8, and if you give by, and if you give 2, it will divide. So if you give 1.5 minus 0.2, it will divide the numbers. It will subtract the numbers. And if you give C here, it will clear. No matter whatever you give, if you don't like it, then just give C here, it will clear it. So we are going to build something like this. So yeah, let's get started. If you observe, the first and foremost step is to import Tkinter and to create a window and configure it, right? So I imported Tkinter and I created window. And here if you see, window equal to tk is something like which actually creates a window, and I didn't give any title. If you want to give, you can give calculator as a title. And the most interesting and important thing is geometry, guys. The width is 235 and the height is 318. Okay, just be careful while creating this window with this geometry. And I configured with background color white. For now, white will give and will change according to the frames that we are giving in the window. And we are using the style called theme or style called clam. And if you give window.main loop, it looks something like this, a basic window with a white background. And we are going to make it colorful soon with cool interesting buttons and calculations. So first we'll work on creating 2 interesting frames, and then we'll work on the buttons. Okay, so first let's create a TDK separator. So for that, just give tdk.separator. And we want this inside window, so just give window. And we want orientation to be horizontal, so just give orient equal to horizontal. and we'll place it. So just give dot grid and we'll give row value 0, and column span, let's give 1. And we'll give iPad X to 280. The separator must be capital. And if you run this one, this time you're going to see a basic separator. Okay. Now we are going to divide the frame into two things. One will be the frame up and the other will be the frame down, or down frame, up frame, something like that. So just give frame 1, for example, and we are going to use a frame widget, and we need this inside window. Just give it 300 and height 56, and we'll give background color, which is black, color 1, and we'll give pad y 0 and pad x also 0, and we are going to place it. So just give frame 1 dot grid, row value will be 1 and column value will be 0, and we'll give sticky equal to northwest. And if you run this one, yeah, it looks something like this. Now we have this cool interesting screen, which is frame 1, and now we'll create app screen, or instead of giving frame 1, we'll give frame score. I'll tell you why to give frame score. Okay, now we have frame score because we are going to use this frame score on app screen that we are going to create now. Okay, so just give app screen equal to, this is actually label, and we are going to use frame score, which is score frame or frame score. We'll give it 16, and we'll give height 2, and also we'll give text variable, and we'll give pad x equal to 7, and we'll give anchor equal to e, and we'll give bd equal to 0, and we'll give justify to right side, just give right here, and we'll give font, which is IV, and this time the font will be IV and size will be 18, and we'll use background color as the same thing, which is color 2, the black one, and we'll use foreground color, the white one, which is color 0. Okay, and we are going to place it. So just give app screen dot place and give x value 0 and y value also to 0. So we have to give black one. This will be color 1 then. Yeah. So here we have a label called app screen. You cannot see it right now. You will see when user is giving the input. Okay, if you still have doubts whether this app screen created or not, you can just give text equal to 333 just for demo, and you can see. See, this is the actual app screen which user can see it while making the calculations. Okay, So right now the text will be nothing. We are going to configure the text while calculating it dynamically. So right now it's time to create the buttons. So yeah, let's work on those buttons. So the first one will be the C button. Okay, so yeah, let's work on it. So you can just give button 1 equal to button widget, and we want this inside frame 2, right? But before creating this, we have to create a frame 2 where you can see the data or buttons. So you can just give frame buttons here, and you are going to use this entire thing anyway. And this time the height will be 340. And the background color will be white. Okay, we'll give white for now, which is color 0. And we'll place it in row 2, which is this one. And yeah, I think that's the only change that we have to do. And here we have to give frame buttons. Okay. Here we actually created frame buttons, but you cannot see it right now because that's actually the white one. If you want, you can give color to 2, and now you can see the background color to orange. Yeah, it looks something like this. So here we are going to work on this one. So just give white for now, and we are going to use this frame for buttons. So just give button. In frame buttons we want. The first one will be the C, which is for clearing. So just give text equal to C. C is for clearing, and we'll give width 11. I already played with these dimensions, guys. If you want, you can play with them too. For me, these actually worked. So height will be 2, and we'll give background color to white itself. You can use something like #1. Okay, for now let's give white. So just give background color to color 0, and we'll give foreground color to black, which is color 2. And we are going to use font, which is Ivy. So just give Ivy, and we'll give 13, and we'll give bold here. Okay. And since this is a button, we'll give relief equal to raise. And we are going to place it. So just give button 1 dot place. And here we'll give x value 0 and y value 0. Okay, and if you see, it looks something like this. Okay, and one more thing is here the background color is white, and foreground color will give 1, which is black. Yeah, it looks something like this. Here we have a button. If you want, you can even give some hash color. And let's give foreground color to white for now. And yeah, it looks something like this. So we are going to create all buttons of this color for now, and we'll change the colors later. Okay, so for now follow me, and we'll also give over relief to rich. So just give over relief also to rich. And yeah, let's see. Okay, and now we are going to copy this, and we'll create button 2. This will be 2, and this will be 2. Okay, and here we are going to change the text to more, because the second button is actually more, if you observe. So this is what we are going to create, and we'll give width as 5 this time, and height will be same, and we'll give background color same, foreground color everything same, and yeah, that's the only difference. And we are going to place it at 118 x value. We'll see. Yeah, it looks something like this. And now let's create this one. This will be mod. No, this will be this one. And with this same, and this time let's give width to 5, and we'll place it in 177. Yeah, so this is actually one set. Now we are going to work on this one. So these buttons will be one set and these buttons will be one set. Okay, so yeah, let's do it. So this will be button 3, guys. So button 3 and button 3. Okay, now we are going to work on button 4 and button 4. Okay, and once we got this, and here next one is 7. Okay, so the text will be 7. Everything will be same. The only change is while placing these buttons, and this time x value will be 0 and y value will be 52. Okay, so just give 52 here and rerun this one. And yeah, here we have 7, but we have to change the width. So we'll give width to 5. Yeah, we have 5. Now we'll copy this and we'll create button 5. So this will be 5, this will be 5, and this will be 8. And we are going to place the x to 59. Alright, it's time to work on button 6. So just give 6, and this will be 6, and this will be 9, and we'll change the x value to 118. Now it's time to work on this one, star. Okay, this will be button 7, this will be button 7, and this will be the star. Okay, and we are going to place it at 177, which is the same as this button. Okay, same as this button, it got placed at 177. And now this is the second set, and now let's work on the third set, which is 4, 5, 6 and minus. So we'll copy this entire thing and we'll paste it here. And this will be 8, button 8, and this will be button 8, and this will be button 9, button 10, this will be button 11, okay, and here these things will be 4, 5, 6 and minus. Okay, 4, 5, 6 and minus. Everything will be same. The only difference is the change in x and y. So this will be 104. This will be same for all of them. And we'll give 59 here, 118 and 177. yeah, here we have 4, 5, 6 and minus, and now it's time to work with 1, 2, 3 and plus. We'll do the same thing. We'll copy this, paste it, and this time the button will be 12, and this time this will be 12, and button 13, 13, 13, no, this will be 14, this will be 14, and this will be 15. And here we'll give 1, 2, 3, and what do we have? Plus. Just give plus here, and here we are going to change the value of x and y, and this will be 156, and this will be same, and x values will be same. And if we run this one, yeah, and here we have 1, 2, 3 plus. Now it's time to work on 3 more buttons, which is 0, dot, and equal to. So we are going to copy this, but we just want 3 buttons more. So we'll copy up to 3 buttons, and this will be 16, 16, and this will be 17, this will be 17, and this will be 18, and also this will be 18. And now the only difference is it must have same width that it has, so we'll give this one actually 0, right? So we'll give 0 here, and we'll give width as 11, which is same as this. So we'll give 0 here, and we'll give width 11. And what do we have? Dot. So this will be dot, and this will be equal to. So here we'll give equal to. And here we have to change the values of x and y. So here the x value will be 0, and y value will be 208. So just give 208 here, and 208, 208. And yeah, it looks something like this, the basic calculator. Now we have buttons. Now we have to color them. So yeah, let's color them. So for that, I'm gonna use this hash color. Okay. Let's use this one, color 4. So for these buttons, we'll give some light color, something like this. And for these we'll give orange. Okay, so here the background color will be color 4. Let's see. And yeah, which looks something like this, and the foreground color will be black, which is color 1. And yeah, we are going to use this one as color, and we'll change these symbols to orange. Okay, so yeah, let's give this one background color to orange. What is the color? Color 2. So we'll give this one to color 2, and we'll give this one to color 2, and we'll give this one to color 2, this one to color 2. Yeah, it looks something like this. Okay, now we worked on buttons, right? Now it's time to work on the actions. So first we'll work on the logical part. So for that, I'm gonna create a function called entering values. Okay, like if you're clicking on 1, for example, this is really interesting, and be careful while listening to this logic, guys. Okay, if you see here, okay, if I'm clicking on 1, it is showing 1 on screen. If I'm clicking on 2, it is showing 2 on screen. If I'm clicking on plus, it is showing plus on screen. If I click on 9, it is showing 9 on screen. So in order to show the values that we are clicking on is handling by this entering values. So first I want you guys to create a method called entering values. So just create a method, because we are going to create functions, which is nothing but which handles the logical part. So first we'll create entering values. So whenever you enter values, it is taking and it is showing on screen, right? So just give entering values as method, and inside we'll give one event. This event is nothing but the numbers that you're picking while clicking. This is an event. So this 0 have to be submitted and it have to show on screen. That is nothing but actually an event. So just give event here, and we'll create a variable called global all values, which gets all the values which are entered by the user from that API, and it is going to manipulate the data. So just give global all values here. So just give all values, and now just give all values equal to all values plus, and we are going to convert that event to string. Okay, and we'll give value text dot set to all values. And now what is this value text and where it is coming from? This we are going to set, like for example, if you see here, if I click on the 0, it is taking this value as a string and it is showing on screen. This value is actually, this entire thing is actually handling by this all values. If you click on 0, it will convert it to string and it will get stored in all values. If you give plus, it will take it as a string and it will get stored in all values. Like it will take entire thing as a set, and this thing is actually done by this value text. So before using this, we have to create this variable outside the function so that we can access it. So just give the default value of all values is actually a string, an empty string, guys. So it will be an empty first, and then it will take the values, it will convert that entire string, and then it's gonna work for us. And value text is the game changer. Okay, initially value text will be a string variable. We'll just give it as a string var so that it will take the entire thing as a string. Okay, so here what's happening, we are actually creating an event. We are actually creating a variable called all values, and whatever you give, it will take and concatenate that all values with the string which is already there. If you give 1, it will concatenate 1 with this empty string which is already there. If you give 2, it will concatenate 1 with 2. If you give 3, it will concatenate with 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and this entire string, after getting the entire string, we are going to store it inside this value text. So just give value text dot set all values. It's already a string variable, so it will take entire thing as a string anyway. Okay, this is what here exactly happening. Now we know how to get values. When user is clicking that values, we are going to get them. But how are we going to get them from the labels or the buttons that you created? From this button, how are we going to get the value 1? So that's the actual problem. So for that, what we are going to do is we'll give a command called entering values. This is what this function is actually here for. This is for clearing, guys. Like its functionality is different. Actually, if you click on C, it have to clear the entire thing, right? So this we are going to do later, but first focus on these things. Okay, so here we are going to give command equal to lambda. This lambda will get the values, and we'll give entering values as a method. And what is this actual button? This is for mod operation, right? So this is actually for mod. We have to do it for mod. Sorry, I didn't see it. Actually, this is for here the mod one. So we'll give here itself so that it will be easy for us to see the difference. Okay, if you see here, since the text is this one, we are sending this one as a value to this function. Okay, so this is what here exactly happening, and we'll do the same thing for all of them. Just copy this, we'll give here, and this time the value will be this one, and we'll give comma. And I'm gonna do this for all of them. So I'm gonna skip this part for you guys. Now you guys understood. So we'll do this for all of the buttons. So let me do it. So I did this for all of them. Like if you see here, I did this for mod, all of the, from mod to up to here, up to dot. You just have to give command equal to lambda, and here we are going to use this. So here we use that entering values function. I already explained you this entering values function. Like here we are going to create global all values so that we can manipulate this all values, and the default value of this variable is an empty string. And if you give all values equal to all values plus string of event, let me give me the number so that it will be easy for you guys to understand. So if you give number as parameter here, so here first it will take the number that you're clicking here, and then it will concatenate it with the previous data or the number which is there. For example, if I click plus here, it is taking and it is concatenating 1 and plus, and it is taking both as a strings. Okay, and this entire thing is actually storing inside this value text, and we are going to use this value text to show the data on app screen. How? We have a parameter called text variable. So just give text variable here, and we'll give that value text as parameter, as a value here. And this text variable will handle everything. You don't have to give text, you don't have to change and manipulate every time you're working with. Actually, this is a professional way to handle data in Tkinter. Instead of using text all the time, we can just create a variable called text variable, and it will manipulate data for us. Okay, and now we have a text variable here, and it will be handled by this app screen label. Okay, and we'll give foreground color. Let's give foreground color to white, which is color 0. Just have to be color 0. And yeah, if you see here, it is actually taking everything as a string and it is showing it on screen. You can clear it, but we have to work on clear function now. Okay, so let's work on this clear function. So for that, just create a function called df screen or clear screen. This makes sense, right? Clear screen. So if you click on that button, it have to clear screen. So just create all values again, and here we'll give all values to empty string. That's it. And we'll set that text variable, which is value text or text value. You can give anything. Value text dot set to empty. We'll give text value instead. Let me change this one to text value. Okay, it makes sense. So text value to an empty string, and now we have to give this command near the clear button. Here is the clear button. So here we have to give the command. What are we going to give? So just give command equal to lambda. Just give clear screen. Okay, let me give this one, and if you rerun this one, if you click on anything and if you give clear, it will clear the values. Whatever you give, if you click on the screen, it will clear the values. And now the actual game begins. Like if you click on this one and if you give plus, it have to add 2 numbers. If you click on this one, it have to multiply two numbers. If you click on this one, it have to subtract two numbers and it have to give the value, right? So for that, we are going to work on calculate method. Okay, so yeah, let's work on calculate. So if you give calculate here, and here again we are going to create global all values. And here we are going to work on a new variable called result, because whenever you're calculating, we have to store that inside some variable, right? And this something is nothing but result. So if you observe in my previous exercises or even in my previous videos, if you go to Python exercises playlist, there I actually explained how this eval method exactly works. It actually not take care of any data type that you're working on. It will just go through the string, and if there's addition, it will add anything for you. If there is subtraction, it will subtract. If there's anything called multiplication, it will multiply. And no matter what data type you're choosing it will take care of the data type. You don't have to specifically give the data type of eval. So that's what here we are going to do. So just give eval here. If you want to know more about eval, you can just go to Python exercises and yeah, just do some exercises from there and you will understand the importance of this eval. Okay, so just give all values here and we'll give this as a string, because we are going to handle everything as a string and we are going to represent the result inside the app screen as a string. So just give string here, and once we got this, we will set the value text or text value. Just give text value dot set, and this time we'll give result. Okay, so just give result here. And once we got the result, we have to clear the screen and we have to keep this all values to empty, and we have to reset this all values so that it will not mess with the, like for example, if you give 7 minus 6, it's actually 1. And once you got this, if you give 6 into 1, if you don't reset all values to empty, it will even fetch the previous calculations as well and it will do the calculations. So if you don't want to mess with that, you can just reset all values. So just reset all values to an empty string. And yeah, that's it. So now we are going to use this function. Where are we going to use this function? When user clicks on this equal to button. 7 into 1, and if you give equal to, at the time this calculate function will begin, right? So for that you can just go to this equal to button, which is here. So just give command equal to lambda, we'll give calculate. Okay, and yeah, if you rerun this one, and if you give 1 plus 6, okay, 7, it is working. 7 minus 5, 2, it's working. 8 into 4, okay, 32, it's working. And we'll give 5 by 2, 2.5, okay. And 1 more 2, 1, okay, it's working. And if you give clear, it will clear the entire thing. And let's see whether this one is working or not. Yeah, it's working. So in this way we created this API. I hope you guys really had fun with this thing while working with these buttons. These buttons are really interesting. So what we did, we just created an API with some size and we gave 2 frames here. One is for screen and one is for buttons. And we created the set of buttons. We changed the colors and I gave these colors. You can create your own interesting one if you want. For me, this actually worked and this is looking cool. And yeah, the most interesting thing is you don't have to calculate. Like for plus, you don't have to write logic for addition, you don't have to write logic for subtraction, and you don't have to write logic for each and everything using Python. This is really simple with Python. You can build a calculator with less number of lines, as much as optimal as you can with Python. So the only game changer is this eval method. It will take everything and it will calculate it for you. You don't have to, like humans, if you see 1 plus 2, you'll just add it, right? You will not write an algorithm for addition, you will not create a function there, and you'll not go each and every like step-by-step process. So in the same way, this eval method works. Okay, so if you give addition, it will add. If you give minus, it will subtract. If you give multiplication, it will multiply. So this is the actual game changer. You don't have to create function for each and every button. This will take care of it. And this is under this calculate function. Here you're just resetting the all values and you're just setting the text value to empty. That's what here exactly working. And here you're just concatenating the previous string with the string that user is giving. I hope you guys really understood and had fun with this project. If you like this project, if you like the video, then hit that cute little like button. If you're new to this channel and if you still didn't subscribe to this channel and you're this far, then what are you waiting for? Just go and tap that red button so that you guys never miss an interesting updates from us. So yeah, see you in the next video.